Smash that. Smash that. Smash that.
Welcome one and all to another amazing night here in Tranquility.
We absolutely are in for a treat of a match here tonight, no question about it.
And the grenade from Pomku eliminating everybody on the field.
Now between something as well is going to be applied as a death block and it's going to be huge. Fighting three.
The double kill with the Bastion ulti? Alright, I see you guys.
For B-Well, look to find a stick there, finds the stick, they find two with it!
Those who find the picks will save the fight, and they don't really need to save what they've already won.
And Cam with the four-man punch off the map!
Experience tranquility.
We have our day 2 of our Ascension draft tournament for Tranquility League. Today we've got Undead Battery versus Dracarys in our day 2 of the round robin, and I am joined by Karma. How you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing great, especially being able to watch these guys again. I saw Dracarys and Undead Battery last night. If you guys didn't watch it, why are you doing it? It was fun. We're having a good time here in the Ascension draft tournament. These two teams are very fun. First map, of course, like we said yesterday, we're going push, escort, control. First map is Esperanto. What are you expecting heading into this first map, especially with it being a push?
I like the brawly stuff, like the Ramatra comps. I see a lot of the Ramatra stuff at all levels. Every time I've casted something or watched something, especially on these kind of maps like Esperanza, Kings Row, stuff like that, it's all Ramatra.
Yeah,
I can expect Winston dive sometimes, but
yeah. And I get that. Ramatra is very fun, especially on this sort of map. I feel like you do see a lot of the Winston, especially to deal with the high ground position that I feel like a lot of teams try to go after. But yeah, the Ramatra is still very strong. I know in the Overwatch League we've seen some Junker Queen come out already, especially on this map with a little bit of buffs that she's had. But sort of you can run sort of whatever you want on this map, especially on almost every single push. You can run whatever you'd want.
yeah, I don't know. I haven't been playing a lot recently, so I don't know what's super strong. I just know that whenever I watch something, I see either Ramatra or Winston, and stuff like that. Sombra Tracer. Speaking of the Sombra Tracer,
Yeah, speaking of it, we do see the Winston on the side of Undead Battery with Star Platinum coming out, and then the Tracer Sombra, which has been very meta, especially with how strong Sombra is, being able to get that hack and getting that punish onto somebody. And then on Team Dracarys, they're just running the standard brawl, like you said, the Ramatra with the May and Reaper instead of the Cassidy, which is sort of back and forth. Popstar Mike has been sort of sticking with the Ana a lot, especially yesterday. Sometimes you see the BAP with it, sometimes you see Ana, sometimes you even see some Moira come out and try to stay alive with everything like that.
yeah, that Moira definitely one of the very good heroes for survivability. But we are gonna get into the first fight here, and we're gonna see Prev just putting in those pellets, and Star Platinum so low, trying to get out, but it's gonna be Dragon that falls first. Charybdis on that Sombra, getting that first pick, and then Prev cleaning up Dabmaster, but Choi Soo-won putting in those punches will get cleaned up by Kreb on the Tracer, and it's looking like this is going to be the first fight here to Undead Batteries.
Yeah, and this is really sort of how you want to play this dive comp. Find somebody that's out of position. As Charybdis takes a little bit of a nap here, but especially on the side of Dracarys, you need to move fast. You got to find somebody who's out of position and just wall them off and run at them. Whereas on the side of Undead Battery, they're going to be trying to play this really somewhat passively, somewhat aggressively, trying to make sure they can get somebody out, especially like they're going to right now.
Oof. Well, speaking of, Popstar Mike gets blown up by the powerful dive of Undead Battery, and a massive anti out there by Capital. I think that hit 3 people, and Dorito will get cleaned up at the end of it all, but that's going to be another clean-ish fight for Undead Battery. Capital so far out of position, just getting a little bit bullied by Choi Soo-won, and I didn't expect that to get flipped like that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, they're basically just running into their spawn, but Undead Battery is able to capture the point, whereas Dracarys is just sitting in their spawn, just waiting for it, and now they're finally back and getting able to the point. But Undead Battery is going to try to, I guess, they're going to try to fall back, try to get some regroup, try to get everything like that, try to play for 5, especially having this nano here for the side of Capital.
They will get rid of those forward spawns, but you see Star Platinum getting ready to dive onto the brig. The hack does get broken. I'm sure that was just like shield breaking it. But Star Platinum jumping over to that, probably looking for the EMP here. Will drop it. The Nano Boost and the Annihilation. Charybdis falls, as does Star Platinum. And, I mean, what a counter to the EMP of Charybdis.
Yeah, that was great. Whereas the EMP and the Nano came out for the side of Undead Battery. For Dracarius, the Annihilation and Nano basically being a perfect counter to it, making sure that they can do the amount of damage. And now it's Dracarius taking control, being super aggressive, trying to get these spawns so that way they can't get it. But Star Platinum's like, you know what? I don't care that you're in our spawn. I'm just going to take the bot away.
He does pop that Primal Rage, probably just to stay alive. Opts to jump back to that bot, try and get a little bit of progress going to try to keep them from capping the point before they can get back.
Yeah, and that's actually a great stop do from Star Platinum, being able to push it back a little bit.
Yeah, and we're going to see Needle get dumped on absolutely by Dragon. The Death Blossom is popped, but it is a 2-for-2 trade. It's looking like Dracarius is going to end up taking this fight, though.
Yeah, they do take it, but they do use 2 massive ultimates. Dabmaster, even though they do switch off of the May onto the Tracer, they did have to use the Freezer, as well as Dragon's Death Blossom to try to get it. But Krev dies, and Dracarius is able to get this point and get the lead for Esperanza.
Yeah, heading out of the butt scratch, they will take the lead here. Gonna force Charybdis out after getting the hack onto Dabmaster. See Star Platinum just trying to poke with that right click on the Winston, but it's in a little bit of danger. Opts to back out, but Needle is gonna actually find Dabmaster in the backline. See now, Dragon just trying to put all this pressure on Star Platinum. Will decide to get out, and Star Platinum does fall. Gonna see the Annihilation get popped by Choi Soo-hwan, and Dorito with another a second there, the whip shot onto Krev.
Yeah, Dorito, after swapping off of the Lucio onto the Sprig, proving that they're getting a lot better value, especially against this dive, just using the whip shot to be able to displace people, as well as the little bit of a shield bash, not fully stunned, but when they're ultimate be able to get that stun up.
Now we're gonna see the Nano Boost onto Star Platinum. Does clean up Dorito and probably will get the Ana. No, won't kill Popstar Mike, but Krev and Charybdis are doing some work on the robot.
Yeah, be able to get some work, but on the side of Undead Battery, they're able to clean up everybody, and now it's their turn to move the bot. They do have a little bit less than 5 minutes, to get probably, I think that's over just under 50 meters as well. Whereas Capital decides, you know what, I'm done with the Ana. I'm going to swap over to the Kiriko now to try to stay alive a little bit longer.
Yeah, I mean, Popstar Mike's antis probably, you know, you want to get rid of those. those hurt bad. But we see that Dracarius has taken this high ground, and Dabmaster taking it upon themselves to push this bot back to the middle here. Nano Boost out onto Dragon from Popstar Mike, looking at Capital, who will fall, keeping up to the high ground where the Winston is, and Winston's so low. Star Platinum does fall, and Krev is in a lot of danger here themselves, and will fall to Dabmaster at the end there.
Yeah, they will. That's a great use of just using one ultimate for Popstar Mike, and Dracarius just using the Nano onto Dragon, getting those 2 cleanup kills. But now on the side of Star Platinum, they do have their EMP, which are set up for being ready to pop right now.
Here we see it. Does not hit anyone.
Doesn't hit anybody.
Popstar Mike backs around the corner and stays alive, and Dragon is going to take down Capital. Primal Rage popped by Star Platinum, but the health just goes away so fast. It is a tank trade though, as Charybdis takes down Choi Soo-won. Krev takes down Dorito. The Dabmaster taking out Needle and Charybdis, and this looks like it's going to be more progress for Dracarius.
Yeah, Dabmaster getting the 3K there, cleaning up kills versus Charybdis. I think they're hoping they can get that one back as a full comp swap comes out for the side of Undead Battery, switching off of the dive onto the sort of Matra Brawl style with the Baptiste instead of the Ana. A little bit more healing for the side of Undead Battery.
See, Krev popped that pulse bomb, but it's going to be Charybdis with an icicle to the skull of Dragon. Annihilation out from Choi Soo-won, and Needle counters it with the beat. Choi Soo-won just holding those hands up the best that they can, and eventually this Annihilation will come to an end, and not much came out of it. Dabmaster falls to Star Platinum, and the Nano Boost onto Choi Soo-won. Pops that Nemesis form, and finds the pummel onto Needle. Star Platinum taking down the opposition's Ana there, and this is just a scrappy fight for Undead Battery, and who will end up coming out on top.
Yeah, and like you said, it was a very scrappy fight. Finally are able to turn the fight on after the side of Jacari is popping two to three ultimates there to try to stay alive, but now they have to move it almost double what they got with less than 2 minutes remaining.
See Dragon sneaking with Choi Soo-won with this Death Blossom. Wants something big, obviously. A wall out from Charybdis, and then a Blizzard. Is it gonna freeze? It will freeze. It will freeze Choi Soo-won. The Death Blossom is out for Dragon, and it kills Needle and takes down the Immortality Field from Capital. Choi Soo-won so low. The Pulse Bomb stuck onto Dragon with the Wraith, avoids dying to it. Sleep onto Star Platinum, who did pop the Annihilation, and it just goes away so fast. Dragon in danger now, who TP's on the high ground. Wraith already expended, and that is probably gonna be Dracaris backing out here.
Yeah, that is going to be Dracarius backing out, but hey, I think they're really happy with what happened. This Undead Battery had to pop almost every single one of their ultimates to try to keep that fight going. And now, even though we talk about it, Dracarius is up 1 right now because they get 2 picks there.
Yeah, and I feel like Popstar Mike falls, but Dabmaster with the Pulse Bomb, able to drop Star Platinum. Choi Soo-won with the pummels onto Charybdis. That wall could not protect them, and it is looking dire for the side of Undead Battery.
Yeah, it really is. Trying to get this early spawn because I think Dabmaster knows that, hey, they can touch still, but they might not be able to. They got 5 seconds left. Star Platinum is the closest. He is able to get a touch, but it's going to be a full 5-on-5 fight here right underneath this bridge.
But what's scary is that Dracaris has 3 ultimates to Undead Battery 0. Choi Soo-won pops the Annihilation, will take down Krev to beat the Nano. This is looking horrifying. The pummels onto Star Platinum. They will not be able to get it done here. This is going to be Dracaris taking our first map here on Esperanza.
Yeah, and Dracarius too, at the very beginning, they looked a little bit rough. Star Platinum maybe being able to just almost get the checkpoint, not able to get it fully. And then they just decided to turn it up to 11. Dracarius flipped the map, basically got the checkpoint, and then just were able to play it dominantly. Never really got it, so that way Undead Battery could get back to the bot at all, or get back to their point at all with how far they pushed it already.
Yeah, I mean, you saw Undead Batteries try the Winston dive that is so popular in other levels, but ended up, it worked for a little while, like you said. It got them the first checkpoint. I think it was 55 to 0 meters. But once Dracaris got into the groove with, I mean, their ult cycling was almost perfect after that first point capture, and eventually it was just too much for Undead Battery to overcome.
Yeah, honestly, once Dracaris and Dorito decided to swap to the Brig, I feel like that's sort of when you saw that shift come in. Dorito was starting on the Lucio, was getting really sort of just caught out and everything like that. Popstar Mike wasn't getting all the peel that he could. Second he switched to Brig, Star Platinum is basically rendered useless. He just gets whip shot away, everything like that, isn't able to go as aggro as they want to. And then Dracarius is just able to take advantage of that and just run everybody down, run into their supports, and just be able to roll the rest of the map.
Yeah, I mean, and like you said, that Brig, absolutely a great switch. I mean, it not only did it get Star Platinum out of the picture for the most part when they were on the Winston, but Krev and Charybdis. I mean, Krev looked really good on the Tracer early on as well, but when that brig came in, it was able to get rid of those flankers because, you know, they were on the Tracer and the Sombra, and they just stopped being able to do anything. And here soon, we will be heading into our next map, which is on Export. We are heading to Dorado, Mexico, and dive. I mean,
Yeah. I think if you think Dorado, if you think dive, or unlike you're like me, you somehow keep on mixing up Dorado and Route 66. I don't know how I do it. I just think one is the other every once in a while, especially during scrims. But but yeah, I'm excited. I'm expecting to see dive come out, especially with if Star Platinum and Undead Battery is able to go back to the form that they started Esperanza with. I think they could do good as we see dive come out on both teams. Charybdis is on the Ash. Charybdis is on the Ash, and that's like really the only change that we see from their side.
Yeah, well, Dragon also opting for the Ash, it looks like. So maybe there's something there that I don't see, because I like the Sombra a lot more personally.
Yeah, the Sombra's very strong. I think the Ash is more so just in case people like running the Echo. That's sort of like the one trade-off you get if you don't run the you don't run the Sombra. You normally have an Echo, and I think Charybdis, I can't say words today, is running the Ash just in case Dragon is running the Echo instead.
And we are gonna get started here. See Dabmaster already on the flank trying to hit this staircase. Sees the pings. I think that was the pings of his team. But Star Platinum getting ready to jump in. Whip shot away, a big ante from Capital, but not able to capitalize on it. Now Dabmaster just putting under some pressure those players on the high ground for Undead Batteries. And Star Platinum so low, but Krev gonna find the first pick here as Star Platinum, their tank falls.
Yeah, Krev being able to find that first pick, and I think too with that ante, if they were able to play it up just a little bit, but Dorito falls to the Ash, and Ash just being able to pick heads here is really good, especially since they're getting a little bit of pressure, but not too much.
Yeah, I mean, nice shots from Charybdis, who is definitely putting in a lot of damage with that dynamite as well. Now,
yeah, they
going underneath, and Krev gonna find Dabmaster there in the Tracer one. The dive from Choi Soo-won gets, I think that was actually a coach gun to knock him away.
Yeah, it was a coach gun, but now they're just trying to regroup. Dragon finds one as well, trying to keep everybody up. The pulse bomb gets stuck onto the top of the bubble. Surprisingly, that was a perfect bubble for the side of Choi Soo-won, and Star Platinum has to reback out because they're at less than 200 HP.
And the nano boost onto Choi Soo-won will find Needle, and the counter nano onto Star Platinum also looking quite dangerous. A beautiful pulse bomb from Dabmaster on to Capital. The Ana will fall, and Dabmaster cleaning up Star Platinum. A beautiful headshot from Charybdis to take down Dabmaster, and this push is looking pretty strong right now. They might get one more fight.
Yeah, it really will, especially if Charybdis is able to get that bomb and pop it early. But it looks like they might not be. They do get the touch, but it looks like it's gonna be rough with all red in the kill feed.
Yeah, Choi Soo-won popping that Primal Rage, just knocking people around, and yeah, this is gonna be the first point here to Dracarys.
Yeah, it is, and now, especially with Dracarys, they do have a little bit over 4 minutes to try to get through the second point. But on the defensive side, they do have 3 ultimates and getting close to Krev's pulse bomb, but Dragon is able to find the Ash instead, and Dabmaster is able to find their counterpart as well.
Yeah, and with those 2 picks, we're gonna see Choi Soo-won and Dragon taking so much space. A sleep onto Choi Soo-won probably won't come of anything there, but they are trying to just get as much of this cart progress as they can with the space that they've taken.
Yeah, they really can, and now with Star Platinum already at half HP and the rally having to be popped, it's going to be rough sledding here for the side of Undead Battery.
About Rev with a beautiful pulse bomb onto Dragon, but great investment from the side of Undead Battery, only needing the pulse bomb and the rally there.
Yeah, only needing those two, and now they do have that high ground advantage now that they were able to clean them off of it, and they do still have their own Bob and the Primal Rage just in case Star Platinum falls a little bit too low.
See, just Dabmaster trying to get a little bit of that card progress. Star Platinum dropping down to try and deal with it. Not much you can do. It's a Tracer, easy to get away, but Choisu Wan getting super, super low thanks to Kreb just putting in those pulse pistol damage.
Yeah, getting those...
Dabmaster backing up a little bit, and the full engagement from the side of Dracarys, but it's going to be Capital that finds the anti-nade to kill Dorito. Dragon so low, the whip shot takes them down, and this is going to be another strong fight for the defense here.
Yeah, it really is, and we sort of saw this yesterday talking about Dracarys, where they started really good, and then they get sort of hit in the face as soon as Dabmaster starts to go for those heat checks. He dies a little bit, and then it just sort of flips on its head. The momentum starts to shift, but I think we might be starting to see that already for this side of Undead Battery.
Choisu Wan having to be really, really safe, but Dragon with some great shots onto Charybdis, the first to fall in this fight. The nano boost from both Annas onto both Winstons. Star Platinum just putting in a little bit of damage in that that area over there. Choisu Wan finding the jump onto Capital, popping the Primal Rage. Rally popped by both Briggs and Needle. Needle popped it because he was under a lot of pressure, able to find Choisu Wan and clean up Dracarys once again.
Yeah, being able to clean up everybody. The only thing that's bad is that they really popped 3 ults, but even then, it's not even all that bad. They were still able to hold it, and what was once over 4 minutes is now almost less than a minute.
That was a brutal stagger on the Popstar mic. Oh my goodness. Just holding him in that bank there for an extra like 15 or 20 seconds.
Yeah, and now we see the Tracer's getting ready to touch. Dabmaster's finally able to get a touch, but Choisu Wan is there, and it's starting to fall lower and lower ever so slightly.
Choisu Wan just in this zap battle with Star Platinum, but Star Platinum knows that he's safe because he's basically got the Primal Rage. Choisu Wan antied up and so low, and Pulse Bomb out from Dabmaster, not going to be able to find its mark, but Choisu Wan able to find that kill onto Charybdis on the top. Now,
yep.
Star Platinum knows Choisu Wan is low, does not find the final blow there. Knows he has the Primal Rage still, and won't be able to use it. Dabmaster finds Star Platinum, and Kreb falls to Dorito.
Yeah, but luckily they should be able to get a final touch here, maybe if they want to, or they could just be ready setting up for next. It looks like they're just going to be ready setting up for next. It was Charybdis switching over to the Soldier now instead of the Ashe.
Kreb finding an early pick onto Dabmaster, and the Primal Rage finally being popped. Kreb finds another and another. Star Platinum with the Primal Rage does find Popstar Mike, and that is going to be Kreb with a 4th, and that is a pretty good fight there. Only a minute left on the clock.
Yeah, not to mention too, they got it before the door opens, so if they want to try to, if they do win this fight, they do need to stay a little bit longer at the door to be able to move the point. It's not just going to be moving automatically for a little bit.
See that Dynamite out from Dragon, now under pressure by Star Platinum. Nano boost onto Choisu Wan, but it's going to be Dragon that finds that first pick. A headshot, one shot onto Kreb. Dabmaster dropping Star Platinum to the dirt. And this is looking pretty good for the attack right now, getting a little bit more space.
Yeah, it really is, especially here with Dabmaster getting that pulse out as well as baiting out the rally for the side of Needle. And it's just all red, just being able to move this payload with less than 15 seconds remaining.
Yeah, and Dragon has the Bob on the way. Sends in the Bob, and Nano Boost onto Star Platinum. Visor is popped. Dabmaster under a lot of damage. I was going to say Dabmaster under a lot of pressure, and Charybdis finds 2 with the Visor. Now down both DPS. A beautiful anti-nade onto both supports. And that is going to be a hold on point C for Undead Battery.
Yeah, that's a great hold if you're Undead Battery. Precarious had a little bit over 4 minutes to capture the point 2, and by the end of it, they had a cap in overtime. So it was an amazing hold, especially on point 2, and now on point 3, you don't have to go all the way. You just have to go around the second corner, and then you win the map. Something that I think if that Undead Battery is being like, okay, now it's our time to shine. We can do this on attack.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I'd like to point out is that I'm stupid. The Ash had a lot more impact than I wanted to give them credit for. Uh, Great Ash duels throughout. I mean, it wasn't one-sided either direction. And then Dab Master on the Tracer kind of felt like they took over, as well as Krev. I mean, it feels like everybody's playing well, but not Charybdis hovering the Hanzo, potentially.
I think I wouldn't be surprised if he just Sonics the top onto red just to make sure that nobody's there. And then if there is somebody there, then they can set up to punish them. If he does stay it, I think Hanzo is sort of good, especially on like a little bit of a more pokey slash sort of get that extra pick potential if he doesn't feel like he's doing good on the Ash. But I feel like at the end of the day, they were doing pretty good, so might as well stay on it. If they're just looking for this quick little swap, then who knows? They could be going to an Ash or maybe even an Echo here we could see.
Just a couple seconds. Speaking of the Echo does come out for Charybdis. Gonna see them putting in those sticky nades onto the supports on the high ground. Star Platinum jumping on to Choi Soo-won, who does actually push Star Platinum off that building on the high ground. Just putting in these alt fires onto the supports on the cart because he knows that Dab Master is there to help out. Ends up, Choi Soo-won jumps on Charybdis, who falls first here, and see Star Platinum now probably wants to jump on the supports, but knows it's probably a really bad idea. Capital able to stay alive there. Star Platinum antied up as well. So low, able to stay safe, and I mean, it's just pretty much a stalemate right now.
Yeah, it really is, especially with Choi Soo-won staying on this red building. I don't think they've had really any way to pressure on it, and then as soon as they turn the corner, he just decides, I'm just going to drop onto their backline. And now he's finally getting pressured, falling a little bit low, and almost dies, but has to jump back to his supports and get health back up.
Yeah, gonna go instantly back to this red building. A good dynamite out from Dragon there, and Star Platinum finally able to engage onto this high ground, but is so low. Dragon will fall, and that is a beautiful first pick. So much of the consistent damage for Dracarys is gone now, and Pulse Bomb out from Dab Master, not finding much of anything. And now it's Choi Soo-won's turn with the anti. Does not find anything with it, gets antied, has to get out. Being able to stay alive for so long here, will get out. Charybdis popping that dupe onto the Winston. Star Platinum, though, finding a Popstar, Mike, Dragon, and Choi Soo-won, and that should be point A captured.
Yeah, that should be point A captured. But on the side of the Undead Battery, they really only have their pulse or their rally and the monkey ultimate. Whereas on the side of Dracarys, they have 3 ultimates up: the monkey and the brig, as well as the Bob from the side of Dragon.
You see Dab Master is just chilling back there. Star Platinum knew. Starting to fight back here now. But we're gonna see Star Platinum engage here with a jump. Dragon slept up. Wait. Did Dragon? Okay, no. He did pop the Bob. I thought he got slept out of Bob. That's why I kind of stopped talking. But Charybdis finding that focusing beam on to Krev, or not Krev, but Dab Master. Primal Rage popped by Choi Soo-won. Probably just stay alive here. Heading back to his supports, and gonna be a bit of a stalemate here.
Gonna be a bit of the stalemate as Choi Soo-won trying to stay alive, trying to keep this high ground as Dragon falls at Capital. And now Charybdis has the duplication as well again to try to get some pressure as dupes the Monk, dupes the Winston, and try to get people out of position as Popstar Mike ends up falling.
Yeah, and we do see Dragon opting to switch over to the more traditional Sombra as Krev takes down Dorito and Star Platinum, takes down his counterpart as that is going to be captured.
At B capture, now they really don't have to go all that far. They have to basically turn 2 corners and they at the point. But Choice01 decides I'm going to swap over to the Ramatra as well. So maybe it could be the start of a comp swap for the side of Jacarius' Dab Master ends up falling and getting slept.
Krev with a great first pick there. Gonna see Charybdis and Krev putting in so much damage to take down Choice01. Krev has this pulse bomb ready and waiting. Only 10 meters left to go on this map. Pulse bomb wide left from Krev. Dab Master's also off the mark, but Star Platinum is nanoed, takes out Dorito. Krev taking down Dab Master and Choice01. Dragon finding Krev, but it's too late, and Undead Battery takes Dorado.
Yeah, they do. And like I said before, the momentum started to shift a little bit. You saw that at point 2 of Jacarius' attack, and now Undead Battery tie the series up 1-1 as we head into our final map, which will be a control map, which it's going to be interesting to see, especially with how strong Undead Battery were playing, especially on their own attack, as well as the second half of their defense against Jacarius.
Yeah, I mean, what are we thinking though for the map pick here from the side of Jacarius? I mean, they looked pretty strong on the first map on the Ramatra stuff. So I'm kind of expecting them to try to pick a map that they can lean into that strength on.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Nepal come out or Lijiang Tower. I think those two are sort of the standard brawl maps. I don't think we see an Ilios or anything like that. I think if I'm Jacarius, I think I want to see Nepal come out because we did really good on the brawl. We know what to do with it. And if you think of Nepal, you think of brawl. It's one of those things where it's like it's very strong on all 3 maps. And at the end of the day, I think that's what we're going to be seeing.
And it is our last and final map here of our first match of the night is going to be Nepal, just like you said, and you know, exactly what we expected. They want to run the brawl.
Yeah, they want to run the brawl. They want to get into your face and run you over, especially with that Ramatra comp, I should say, because like we saw in Esperanza, like the second that they swapped it up a little bit, they swapped off the Lucio onto Brink. They just need to make that one swap, and then they ended up rolling over Undead Battery. So if Undead Battery has to play Jacarius's game, then it could be game over already. It could be a very fast map that we could see.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we saw Undead Battery trying to outplay Jacarius with the dive, and it had a little bit of success on the first map, but it's going to be up to them to try and, you know, figure out how to counter Jacarius's aggression with their own, you know. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how they're gonna rebound here, trying to play Jacarius's game.
Yeah, it really is, and especially too, depending on what map we go to, we could see 2 very big brawl maps with Shrine and Village come out. Or we could see Sanctum, where I feel like a Winston is used a lot, but it is more of like a Winston brawl rather than a Winston dive. So I think we could see that come out a lot differently, especially with what we're going to, but it looks like we will be heading into Village first.
So yeah, this is like, you know, we got the King's Row stuff, but when you're thinking of control maps, Nepal Village is like that map, that brawl map, right? Like I feel like that this map is one of the like poster boys for the composition.
Yeah, it really is, especially with having the point that's very closed quarters, indoor. You don't really have a lot of stuff coming with it. You sort of see a lot of teams you see a lot of teams run the Sim May, which it looks like that Jacarius is opting towards with the Ramatra Sim May, Popstar Mike sticking with the Ana, sticking with the bread and butter. Whereas if we look to Undead Battery, they're sort of switching it up a little bit. As I say that, I get baited. But there's sort of a close mirror with Capital playing the Baptiste instead of the Ana. And that's really the only difference that we see between these two teams.
I mean, the big difference, Immortality Field, obviously. You're trading out Immort for the antes, which, you know, can work out in a pinch, but we are going to be getting into the map here very, very quickly, and the first fight, gonna see Undead Batteries finding the first pick, Charybdis finding Dabmaster with an Icicle to the skull, but Dorito able to trade Krev. Now Choice One just playing this corner as Capital finds Popstar Mike. Dorito so low, falls in the Lucio duel, and that is going to be the first fight here for Undead Battery.
Yeah, that's one of the great things too about having that main, trying to get it. You can just block off heals or block off line of sight, and I think Charybdis was able to get a double dink with the Icicle, and they're already 68% to their freeze, whereas Dabmaster sitting at a lonely 20% heading into the second team fight.
Yeah, I think it's also worth pointing out that Choice One is also a little bit further ahead than Star Platinum. Capital getting this window very, very quickly, and Choice One finding the pummels onto Krev, but Capital finding the other Symmetra, Dorito, but Needle cleaning up Dabmaster for another relatively clean fight.
Yeah, very much so. And Choice One trying to stay alive here, falls to about 50%, but is able to stay alive by Popstar Mike, and now their big engagement tool is on. They have the Nano Annihilation, something that's worked for them in the past, but on the side of the Undead Battery, they have their own Annihilation, and it looks like they're going to be going aggressive easily.
Beautiful. Wow, what a crazy fight. Choice One pops the Annihilation just too late, and Charybdis and Star Platinum are the last alive in just by the skin of their teeth.
Yeah, by the skin of their teeth. Star Platinum sitting at 18 health. That was great for the side of Undead Battery, wanting to go aggressive, using both of their ultimates, but now they don't have anything to try to touch this point as we head at 80%.
Star Platinum walled off, able to get through the wall, beat out Blizzard from Dabmaster. Dragon invests the wall. Dabmaster's Blizzard actually finds the final blow onto Star Platinum, and that was a fight that happened.
And that was, but on the side of Jacarius, they had used 3 of their ultimates there. They used the Nano, the Wall, and the Freeze. And so if you're Undead Battery, you're taking that as a win, because really all you used was the beat to try to stay alive, and they baited out more ultimates because of it. So now you, even though you do only have the May Wall, you could take this one as a free fight. Don't use anything. Try to bait out that beat for the side of Dorito, but maybe you might just want to go in all together.
See the sim wall come out, but Dabmaster finds that first pick onto Charybdis. Capital trades it for Popstar Mike, but Choice One finding the pummels onto Needle. Star Platinum's pummel finds Dabmaster, and Capital finds Dorito. This is just Trade City here, and Dragon able to find the final blow onto Star Platinum, and it's just Capital on the high ground, all alone.
Yeah, it's just Capital getting staggered a bit, trying to keep alive. But some of Undead Battery is here, and they have the win, and they have the Application Makeup, which gets one and almost gets Choice One already, who has to pop the Annihilation to try to not die and regain that armor. They're able to keep on fighting this, but it looks like it could be a turning point already.
Yeah, that window, nobody on the side of Jacarius expected it, and so Dragon just gets popped like a balloon. And now Star Platinum building up to this Annihilation. Choice One had to waste his to stay alive. Charybdis also so close to the Blizzard. Annihilation out for Star Platinum. Pummels come down. Choice One finding Krev. Blizzard out. And this fight is going in the way, and it will be Village going toward Undead Battery.
Yeah, and like we were saying too, we were talking about beforehand, or at least I was, at Jacarius, they wanted this map. This is the map that they could do really good with, and Undead Battery were just like, yeah, no, we're gonna do better on it. We can run this comp as well as almost anybody, taking those advantages really well, going aggressive when they needed to, and making sure, hey, we can play a little bit safe. We have some people with pop off potential. Capital popped off, Star Platinum, and even the May popped off completely. And now heading into Shrine, it looks like we're going to be seeing the same comp come out for both sides.
Yeah, I mean, it was a really, really close map in the end of the day. So maybe, you know, you're still obviously pretty confident with what you're doing. So I'm looking forward to seeing if Dracarys can rebound here.
And it looks like they're going to try to. His Popstar Mike is taking this off angle to try to get a big nade in to try to split off of Undead Battery.
Star Platinum popping that Nemesis. Slept, but immediately woken up by, looked like Krev. And Krev antied so low, will fall to Dragon. Choice1 popping their Annihilation. Or not Annihilation, but Nemesis will end up falling to Capital. Now those pummels doing so much damage from Star Platinum, having to pop the window, or not the window, but the shield, but Dragon, these fights have just been so scrappy and hectic. Both ice blocks out from both Maze. Rev trying to take the flank here on this side of this pillar. Choice1 so low, getting melted through by Krev. The beat out from Dorito to keep his team alive. Dabmaster finding Krev, and now pressuring Capital down. Choice1's Ravenous Vortex taking down Charybdis, but Dabmaster falls in the backline. And finally, we're going to see a flip, as it's going to be Dracarys taking the first point here on Shrine.
Dracarys finally being able to get that first gap, and even with it, there's so many ultimates used before that fight. But especially on the side of Dracarys, they have 4 of their ultimates. The only one they don't have is Doritos beat, because they were able to use it. But on the side of Undead Battery, they have the wall, they have their own beat, as well as the Annihilation up and ready to go. But the only thing that I'm working for is Dabmaster's freeze, especially with the Brawl comp. You can sort of get everybody grouped up and get a big freeze going.
Heat out from Needle to keep his Ramatra alive got so low. The sleep, but despite the wall being and beat being invested, this is just another really clean fight from the side of Dracarys.
Yeah, it was. And like I said, even though they had those 4 ultimates, now they're down to 1, with Choice1's Annihilation being the only thing that's left up, as well as Star Platinum's Annihilation on the side of Undead Battery being up, as we do see a swap Capital off of the Baptiste onto the Moira to try to get a little bit more healing onto their side.
Fast TP onto the point. Star Platinum popping the Annihilation, antied up. Choice1's ends up fading, but Star Platinum sitting at just 60 HP, has to back out, wall up to keep their team safe from Dabmaster. And now we see both teams playing pretty safe right now, waiting for the perfect time to engage, and a beautiful wall onto Star Platinum from Dabmaster. Beat out from Dorito, hits 3 of his team. Capital popping that Coalescence that they got so fast, and it's going to be the Dorito that is the first to fall. Dabmaster and nanoed, but Charybdis's freeze is going to be more impactful than that nano boost.
Yeah, they're finally able to get that flip 99-0. They're finally able to get it on the back of multiple ultimates used, but on the side of Dracarys, they have their own freeze, and that's the only thing that the only ultimate that's up besides Needle's beat drop, which is about 5% off, and Krev's Symmetra wall, which is about 15% off. So I'm expecting to see Dracarys try to take this fight early and try to bait out the freeze bait out the beat from the side of Needle.
Yeah, taking this off angle on the high ground, but Dorito falls so quickly. The freeze out from Dabmaster. Krev able to take Dragon down with their turrets, and that's just another really fast, clean fight for Undead Battery.
Yeah, now we see both every ultimate that was on the field was used, but now Choice1 and Star Platinum have their Annihilations up, and last time we saw these two have it, it was a team wipe for the side of Undead Battery. So they're hoping to try to get the same sort of goal again this time.
Yeah, we're seeing them take the left side here from the side of Dracarys, or at least I think they are. Faking the rotation. They're going to go back main. And the Nemesis form popped by both Ramatras. And Toisuwan falling very, very low. May pop the Annihilation very soon, but Dorito falls. Annihilation out from both Ramatras. Toisuwan's finds Kreb, but Capital finds 2 with the Coalescence. And now Star Platinum anteed up, only has this Nemesis form, but Toisuwan gets a fistful of Star Platinum to the face. And now we are in last fight territory here, and it's just Dabmaster who staggers themselves out.
And I don't think anybody's gonna be able to touch. They get that 99, but yeah, they touched before the 3-second mark, so Undead Battery gets the victory as well. And I'm surprised that we saw Toisuwan use their Annihilation after, or Star Platinum use their Annihilation while Capital was using the Coalescence. But at the end of the day, it still works as we see this absolute mess of a fight that happened. Everything going on, a lot of different colors. And Undead Batteries are your first winners of the day.
Yeah, but like, don't be too sad about it for Dracarys, because they're gonna get another chance later. But I'd like to keep talking about Undead Battery right now. I mean, Star Platinum just got so much value in those Brawl mirrors, like on both maps that they played Brawl on. The Ramatra looking so strong, and I mean, they proved that they were just the better Brawl team.
Yeah, they really didn't, especially again, like after that first map, in that second map, we saw a turning point for Dracarys where they just looked deflated. And this isn't the first time that we've seen it. We've seen it happen before, or I've seen it happen before yesterday, and it just looked like it was going to be rough for them to try to get it. But hey, our next map, we're going to see them again against Decapitators. But at the end of the day,
that's the wrong screen.
That's the wrong screen. I'm pretty sure, didn't Undead Battery win? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I wanted to make sure. I thought I was going crazy myself. But yeah, Undead Battery takes the victory 2-1 over Dracarys. Something that's very interesting too, looking back at it, because if you look at these teams, they do have some people that are a little bit lower, but hey, at the end of the day, team comps win, and they were just able to play really good Overwatch and just sort of roll, especially after that turning point in second half of Dorado.
Yeah, I mean, they looked so strong when they were able to get confident, but that I think is going to do it for us for right now. We'll be back in a little bit with another Dracarys match. You'll have to excuse me, I don't really remember who they're playing, but we'll be back in just a few minutes. And good job to Undead Batteries, who get another win in these round robin stages. So stick around, we'll be right back.
sorry.
back, everybody, to our second and final match of tonight. We have got another round robin game with Dracarys, but this time they are going to be taking on Decapitators. So what do you expecting here, Karma?
I won't be surprised if we see some brawl come out for the side of Dracarys. I actually have not been able to watch any of the Decapitators matches so far, so I'm excited to watch them. They look like a pretty good team, and I'm excited to watch them come out and take on a team that we've seen before already.
And you more than once, apparently.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it and seeing how you know, obviously Dracarys just lost a match not even 10 minutes ago. So I'm looking forward to seeing how they're going to be able to rebound and answer in this next match. And I believe yeah, and the first map, we are going to be going back to Esperanza. And once again, said probably the brawl. They're gonna try and run that.
Yeah, the brawl is pretty dominant, especially for the time of Dracarys. Decapitators, they could run the Winston comp like we saw before with Undead Battery. We could see a Junker Queen comp. We should see a ball comp too. It all depends on what these guys are strong with. I think my eyes are gonna be on Choice of One being able to sort of play as well as they did this last map versus Undead Battery. I'm expecting them to play like that or even better. I would see him, but again, at the end of the day, it all depends on what we see coming out of both these teams.
Yeah, and we will get our comps here in just a second. We're gonna see the hard dive. We're gonna see the hard dive from the side of Dracarys, but Decapitators hovering the Reinhardt potentially.
Hovering the Reinhardt, but it looks like they're actually going to switch as well. So we're going to see a pure mirror come out from both sides. The Winston Tracer Sombra comp be able to try to take control, and I feel like looking at it, I think it's going to be interesting to see how these two teams go against each other, since I don't think we've seen a flat mirror come out for either one of these teams.
Yeah, I mean, you see those Winstons jockeying for a little bit of position there. Dabmaster hacked up, taken so low, able to get the recall off to stay alive. Now putting on the pressure. Hacked again, does not have the recall to stave it off this time. Now able to get out, but not before Chuso1 and Dragon find picks of their own. And this is going to be the first fight here to Dracarys.
Yeah, Dracarys being able to clean up very, very well, following up on Dragon's sort of hacks, and Choice1 being able to keep on going. But like we said, Dragon was going to be the person. It's like they're going to try to go through as Magpolar falls super low and has to get out and get healed back up.
Yeah, now you see PDK walking up this staircase to try and put some pressure, but the hack out on to Choi Soo-hwan, but Dragon is going to be able to force Magpolar out as this bot just keeps on moving. A good boot from Dorito to get Chimanzi off of him, and to see this big fight in this mega room over here as Chimanzi actually jumping over back to the high ground to find a fight there, but PDK with a great pulse bomb onto Popstar Mike. Dabmaster with a great answer pulse bomb, but Magpolar did find Choi Soo-won in the process.
Yeah, and they're finally able to take this bot back to Decapitators, being able to finally get that percentage onto the board, whereas on the side of Dracarys, they're already at 44%, a little bit fairly close to that checkpoint, something that they want to do. But looking at both sides, the EMP for both sides is up, and I'm expecting that to be ready for Magpolar.
He wants it right now, if he can have it. See the wins, it comes out, it gets Dorito and only Dorito, but Dorito will be able to stay alive. Choi Soo-won finding the pick onto Vague, and Magpolar will fall. And you see Popstar Mike under a lot of pressure by Chimanzi, who pops the Primal Rage. Popstar Mike down to the quick melee of PDK, but High Dragon is just gonna cap the point. Okay, well, wanted to cap the point. It was so close, within 4 meters of capturing that objective. see the hack onto Dragon, has to get out. PDK, great pulse bomb to take down Dorito. And now Dragon having to play a little safer back here.
Yeah, Dragon almost getting that checkpoint, but also, like you said, Popstar Mike was under a lot of pressure there. Dorito being able to keep him up, and that's something that we've seen a lot. As Choice-O-One gets hacked up, has to use the bubble to try to stay alive, but the Nano is ready for Popstar Mike for this next engage. I think, and Dragon is ready for this EMP.
Magpolar knows. I believe that was Magpolar. Oh, so close to getting hacked out of it, but onto both supports. Exu antied and found by Choice-O-One with the Nano Boost and hacked up. Cannot pop the Primal Rage to stay alive. As Chimanzi's gonna find Choice-O-One.
Yeah, that was a very good EMP. It does get forward. They weren't able to capitalize completely because of them, but it still looks like it's going to be all blue, even with that great engage into it. Magpolar finding 2, finding 3, I believe, and just being able to get it as now the Decapitated are trying to get this checkpoint, but Choice-O-One, if Choice-O-One's there, he's got something to say about it.
He drops down, has this Primal Rage, gonna pop it to stay alive here. Disengage by Magpolar got taken so low by the Winston. And now they're just trying to get this bot back and finally capture this objective. Choice-O-One engages onto the supports, but a beautiful EMP by Magpolar to explode Choice-O-One there.
Yeah, Choice-O-One gets deleted. Dragon is still at half HP, but Popstar Mike gets purple. The pulse comes out. Magpolar is able to find Dab Master as well as they try to keep on pushing this point and getting to that checkpoint and trying to get over what Jacarius has been able to do so far.
Yeah, and they will finally find that checkpoint from the side of Decapitators. Chimanzi popping that Primal Rage and juggling Dorito into a corner, finding that cleaving kill through him. Big stun, Vegas, Vague with the whip shot onto Dab Master to take down that pesky Tracer. PDK cleaning up Choice-O-One, and this is going to be some really good bot progress here for Decapitators.
Yeah, it really is too, especially with Choice-O-One finally getting respawned. Exu does have the Nano, so I won't be surprised if they're looking for him right there, but and the Nano comes out onto the Winston Chimanzi.
Chimanzi decides to disengage from that rally, which, you know, I don't blame him. That's a scary ability. Dragon has this EMP. I can imagine that he is looking for something to EMP. Hits 4 for Dragon. Takes down Vague and PDK, and Chimanzi gets cleaned up, and this bot's going to be going back the other way here.
Yeah, that's exactly what you wanted if you were Dragon. Get that big EMP and try to turn the fight, and that's what they were able to do. I think they're gonna try. I think they're gonna get so that way they Jacarius can or Decapitators don't get that early spawn, and that's exactly what they do. But Choice-O-One is dead due to pulse, and Dragon falls to PDK as well.
PDK enforcing their will onto Dracaris right now, finding 2 picks there, and this bot is obviously going to start going the other way eventually, maybe. Chimanzi onto Dorito, who I believe was antied, and just squishing Popstar Mike. Pops the Primal Rage here to stay alive, and now the bot is moving once again for Decapitators.
Yeah, it's finally moving, but on the side of Decapitators, they only have 1, but PDK is able to find Choice-O-One, keeping up his reign of terror, making sure everybody falls. Pulse Whisk completely isn't able to get a kill, but it looks on the side of, or outside Dab Master, but on the side of Decapitators, it looks like they're getting ready to take this early spawn again and keep on pushing it a little bit further with 4 ultimates to their discretion, whereas Jacarius only really have the closest is Rally with 22%.
Yeah, this is a very, very scary situation, especially when EMP is in play. Both supports blow up, and now under a lot of pressure. Choice-O-One tries to jump out. He's hacked up and dropped by PDK. And PDK now just trying to spy check for that Sombra. does not find it, but Dragon does end up escaping.
Dragon out, and now on the side of Jacarius, really the only thing they still have is that rally, but they're also close to that nano for the side of Popstar Mike with 83%.
Oh my goodness! A beautiful stick from PDK to take down Popstar Mike, but Dragon and Dabmaster are doing stuff in the back line themselves. And PDK does take out Dorito though, so this fight is still even. Magpolar finding the Sombra gap, and Dabmaster's gonna fall too. I mean, one step forward, 2 steps back for Dracaris, it feels like.
Yeah, PDK just proving himself to be one of the better tracers so far that we've seen, and just being able to try to carry these fights, and especially being the turning point for the side of Decapitators when everything seems lost.
Ooh, that anti-nade onto Dorito, with the nano, Chimanzi knew that it was time to engage, pops the Primal Rage, but Choice1 and Dragon finding their own 2 here. Both of them so low, but Primal Rage popped by Choice1, Dragon finally finding Chimanzi, and the bot will finally go the other way, but only 50 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, you said that perfectly. Less than 50 seconds left. Now 40, and they have to go basically double what they've pushed before, as well as needing to get through that checkpoint. Something that takes a lot of time when you don't have it.
Magpolar already has another EMP ready to go. PDK slept, but not much able to come from it. What a stick by PDK! Throws it yard! And Choice1 switching over to the Junker Queen, but I can't help but feel like it's just too late.
Yeah,
Magpolar with the EMP ready to go, pops it, hits Choice1, able to stay alive here.
Yeah, Choice1 staying alive, getting those 2. Sorry, but this is just insane and ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, just a stalemate on the bot right now. Chimanzi jumping in there with the rally, or the shout, sorry. That was vague, running the rally. But PDK finding that early pick on to Dragon. Choice1 so low, nano boost out onto Chimanzi, who is so close to the Primal Rage here. Hacked up is Dabmaster, and that's going to be it. And Decapitators takes Esperanza.
Yeah, Decapitators being able to get Esperanza, you look back at it and you wonder, I wonder if Decarius has no momentum left, but PDK getting play of the game and well-deserved, being able to basically try to hard carry it. That was just a great pulse bomb on the side onto Popstar Mike, and then being able to basically one-clip the Brigitte on Dorito. It was just a PDK show for the side of Decapitators, and Jacarius didn't have an answer for it at all.
I mean, it felt like Exu was consistently hitting some really good antis as well. I mean, and Chimanzi being able to follow up on the EMPs, on the hacks, on the antis. You know, it just felt like Dracaris was outmatched in almost every way on this composition. I mean, it felt like Decapitators was just firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, they really were. And like you said too, Exu getting able to get those antis and that follow-up from Chimanzi they looked really good at points, and they also looked like they were overextending a little bit at points as well because of how good Exu and PDK were playing, just being able to hard carry. And even then, Magpolar too, the whole of Decapitators looked good, as it looks like I believe we got our next map already, but it's going to be a rough sledding here for Jacarius, being down 1 completely heading into this next map.
And speaking of that next map, it's going to be Shambali Monastery, and you gotta think Jacarius, Shambali, it kind of feels brawly, maybe? I feel like the Winston doesn't have as much of that verticality on Shambali Monastery, and So I feel like Dracarys wants to go in and run this for Matra once again.
Yeah, it really does, especially with Shambali Monastery being the home of Ramatra. I think you could sort of see where they want to go. They want to go to that Ramatra comp, but as well, they could go to that Sig Po comp, especially if they're on the defense, hold that high ground, get that sort of double sniper pokey style up and ready to go. And again, it's going to be rough sledding here for the time of Dracarys, especially with sort of the wind being out of their sails completely for the entirety of Esperanza.
Yeah, and in here, just a few seconds, we are going to be able to get to see what the idea for Dracarys is. We are heading into the map now, but like you were saying, it just feels like they need to get something going. They just haven't been able to find any footholds to have, right? So it is gonna be both teams opting in to a Ramatra style comp with a couple of differences. PDK on the Sojourn, Dragon on the Reaper, Popstar Mike leaning on that Ana, which they have been very reliant on all night, but Exu opting for the Baptiste.
Yeah, something too that we've seen with Popstar Mike is that they've been playing the Honor very well. I don't want to get that underestimated. They've been peeled for greatly by Dorito, and it's going to be interesting to see how they're able to take it. And like you said, PDK on the Sojourn, something that got buffed in the most recent buffs. So it's going to be interesting to see her being played, especially with this newer sort of meta.
We're going to see this fight get started out real fast and close to the spawn door of the attack. Just trying to knock some time off that clock before the actual fight gets started. Chimanzi just trying to get in a little bit of damage around the corner. PDK building up these rail guns. Both walls expended by the maze in this game. And Dabmaster taking a railgun to the chest, able to stay alive. Dragon now having to use that Wraith form to stay alive, and it's going to be PDK who finds first blood here as Dorito falls, Exu finding Dragon, and this is not looking great so far for the side of Dracarys.
No, it really isn't. Decapitators wanting to take this early fight and showing no mercy to the side of Dracarys, basically putting them into their spawn room and still trying to beat them up.
Yeah, wall out to cut off Dracarys' tank from their supports. Overclock invested by PDK. Dorito pops the beat, and Popstar Mike dropping the nano boost onto Choi Soo-won, who finds Mag and Exu with those pummels. Dragon cleaning up Chimanzi, and after 90 seconds being stuck in their own spawn, they are going to get moving here on Shambali.
Yeah, and like you said too, they're finally being able to move it with a little bit less than 220 left in it. And this second point too, around this left corner here, it's one of the most difficult in my opinion to go up to, because you're going uphill. And now you do have a few ultimates, but on the side of Decapitators, they're going to be able to beat you here, and they have more ultimates.
Yeah, you see, Mag Polar has this Blizzard. I would assume probably wants to freeze up Chimanzi. Well, Blizzard dropped by both Maze, both Ramatras frozen up. Death Blossom out, finds Chimanzi, but that is it. Mag Polar finding 2 headshots to take down Dabmaster and Choi Soo-won, and that's going to be a cleanup, and a very good cleanup fight there for Decapitators.
Yeah, the only thing though is that the Decapitators had to use every single one of their ults, and now the closest that they have is PDK's overclock, which they're sitting at 66%, whereas on the side of the Dracarys, they have the Annihilation for Choi Soo-won, who might have to pop it here to get this fight going.
Choi Soo-won does pop the Annihilation, like you said, but PDK finding Popstar Mike in the back line. Still has 80 charge on this railgun, but it probably won't matter because the rest of their team is dead.
Yeah, Dabmaster fighting 3
Wait,
as the overclock
wait,
goes
PDK?
on by 2. What?
PDK?
No.
PDK?
No.
Come on. Oh my goodness. PDK finds 4.
If PDK would have turned that, I don't care. That better be going into the early montage for this next season.
Choi-Soo-won finding the pummel onto Exu to keep this going, and so low as that Nemesis form goes away. Magpolar dropping him to the dirt with an icicle to the skull. Annihilation popped by Chimanzi, finds Popstar Mike. Beak out for Dorito. Will they be able to survive here for any longer? No, they won't. Dragon and Dabmaster fall. 9 seconds on the clock. PDK has returned, and it is just Chimanzi, or no, Choi-Soo-won, sorry. But that is looking like it's going to be it, as Dorito will be the last to fall, and that will be a beautiful defense for Decapitators.
Yeah, that was gorgeous. Holding that early point so that way they can't get any progression. A lot of teams you see hold that sort of high ground there just so that way they can get that little bit of poke, but the Decapitators like, you know what? No, we're just going to hold this front point, which is interesting too, especially because they did have the May of Magpolar, so you can wall either side and it fits the entirety of that entry point. So it was rough for the side of Decarius to be able to push through until they were able to get their ults. So it's going to be interesting to see if Decarius decides, you know what, we're going to take that strat, or if they're going to change it up to go to a much more of a Sigma sort of pokey comp instead of that brawl.
And I know we've been kind of talking a lot about PDK, but I think it's worth noting just how much value that overclock at the end really did get, because, you know, you obviously, all of PDK's teammates were dead, so you're like, oh, I don't want to invest in ultimate here. But PDK being able to find 4 people there before they fell allowed his team to get back, and it was just, I believe, Choi-Soo-won and Popstar Mike that were left.
Yeah, just being able to get the rest of them, as we see Decarius staying with this sort of brawl, and the Decapitators aren't actually going to be coming out on this Doomfist sort of double Doomfist Pharah comp.
I mean, yeah, speaking of the Pharah, Magpolar with the Far Mercy, finding Dragon as a first pick, Ice Block used, Choi-Soo-won finding the pummel onto Exu, and now Dabmaster in so much trouble, will fall, pushing Drew to... Whoa! What a team play by the Decapitators there. Just Mag pushing Dorito back into the fight, and the headshot from PDK to take him down.
Yeah, PDK's finding 2 there to basically clean it up, and now they only have to go about 60 more meters for it. They have to turn a few corners, but especially with them playing this aggressive Dragon, we see Dragon swap off of the Sojourn, I believe that they were onto the Cassidy, and Dabmaster off of the May onto the Tracer. Something that's going to be trying to keep Magpolar at a distance, but it's going to be rough here for the side of Decarius.
See, coming around the corner, Chimanzi will fall. A great sleep from Popstar Mike. Sleep on the choice they want, immediately woken up though. And now it's PDK keep finding themselves in this situation.
I don't know. I don't know, but it looks like the rest of Decapitators are seeing as he gets found out by Choi-Soo-won and is trying to run away.
Those footsteps just so loud. Even though he was crouched there. I imagine he's probably gonna switch, yeah. Not exactly who I thought he was gonna switch to, but the Cassidy works. Maybe it's an ego thing, I don't know. But Dragon taking this this little high ground spot here. Ooh, taken so low by PDK, I assume. And Chimanzi hindered now by Dragon. We're gonna see Dabmaster running around to try to come help his team here. Annihilation popped by Choi-Soo-won. Pulse Bomb out, does not find anything, but Annihilation does the nano boost, and Annihilation helping find 3 kills there as Popstar Mike and Dragon able to clean up.
Yeah, but now if you look on it, the side of Decapitators, they do have their own nano as well as you're close to their beat and PDK's high noon. But on the side of Decarius, really the only two that they have is Dragon's noon as well as Doritos beat. Something that's going to be interesting to look forward to, especially with Shamanzi being about 30% off to their Annihilation, something that they can get very, very fast, especially if they start to punch people.
We're going to see the Nano Noon fights too! They can't get away fast enough, the Nano Boost! Too much damage! And now, PDK putting the pressure on the Popstar Mike, and it's just Choice Who won. And Dabmaster on the card, Popstar Mike falls, Mac Bowler finds... Oh my goodness, what a clutch play by PDK!
Yeah, PDK getting the Nano Boost Noon, something that we don't see all that often anymore because of how weak Noon is. But at the end of the day, they're able to capitalize on it, finding 2, getting the kills. But here we see Choice One with the hype of 4 being able to carry it, making sure they can live to at least get one more fight. But at the end of the day, it is Decapitators taking it in a fairly dominant fashion, 2-0 over the Decarius.
Yeah, I mean, the whole team on the side of Decapitators played just sublime in this match, and PDK trying to assert themselves as one of the best DPS in this tournament. I feel like it's insane the amount of impact that they had the entire time. I mean, just in situations where you wouldn't expect anybody to do anything, you know, down 5-1, you know, kill 4 people.
Yeah, and not to mention too, looking at our little cheat sheet in the back, PDK is slotted as one of the tank players for this team. He has his DPS as his secondary, and if he's playing DPS that well as a secondary, and he's going toe to toe and playing out of his mind that way, it's insane.
Yeah, I mean, Decapitators. I said, I don't think either of us have gotten to watch any of Decapitators matches thus far, but if they're gonna look like this tournament, the teams in this tournament need to watch out.
Yeah, it really is. As we see the scoreline here, Decapitators win 2-0 over Decarius. Any final words before we head off? Because I believe that was our last match of the night for tonight.
Not from me, but that being said, it was fun getting to hop on the mic with you, Karma, and we'll be back next weekend, I believe, with some bracket action?
Yes, I believe so. Yep, it gets confirmed in the back.
Yeah, but we'll be back next weekend with the bracket proper of this Ascension tournament. But that is going to do it for us tonight. I hope everybody had a great time, and I hope to see y'all all next weekend. Have a good night.
Check this out.